And it went from, 1 to 10 or whatever, And I'm not going to say who won, but... But it was really cool. And it was, what we did was this. We started vote. We all voted, and it's like, who's the most messed up? And each person, everybody was messed up. We all agreed on that. Everybody's messed up. So every time we said, that's number 1. You're the most messed up, man. Number 2, you're the second runner-up, and we just went down the line. Every time somebody got voted for being messed up, which we all did, everybody had to step forward into the circle. There was a little rock there, and you had to kind of stand behind the rock and give your speech. You had to give your speech. And so the speech was this: I'm tweaked, or I'm messed up because, and you'd get up there and preach for literally 2 minutes. You'd get up there and preach, and you'd be like, all right, I'm really tweaked, and here's why I'm tweaked. And then you just kind of do your little thing, and then it'd be like, all right, yeah, hey, sit down. And next person up, right? Number 2, number 3, number 4, and we all had to go. And we all had to disclose something personal that is tweaking us, something that we're struggling with, And then it got dark, and we had to run out of the canyon. And then when we got to the end of the canyon, we forgot that they closed the gate. And we get to the end of the canyon, it's dark now, and there's the ranger with his lights on. He's like, you're 20 minutes late. Okay, sorry. We had things to do. It's very important. You're agreeing that we are all tweaked. Isn't it true? We've said this a couple weeks running too. Well, I think what most of us are discovering is that as we're doing this, working out of our salvation with fear and trembling, a lot of the things that are sitting in us are getting exposed. Right? And that's the importance of community and relationship, is if you're not relating to people on intimate levels, no one's going to reflect back to you in this room full of mirrors. No one's going to reflect back to you what's up with you. Because how true is it that most of the time we don't see ourselves correctly? We need somebody who loves us enough to tell us the truth. And why do most of us avoid community or come only on occasion? So that we can avoid hearing the truth. Because we don't want to be corrected. And we say we want to change. We don't want to change. We want a special little message on Sunday at church. We want a special little message and a special little musical, and hopefully whoever comes up and does the little offertory song will touch our little heart a little bit, But do we want to change? That's the thing I look at it. It's like, you know what? I don't want any of that stuff anymore. I've been in this thing for 25, 26 years. Like, I don't want it anymore. I don't want the game. Yeah. I came to play. That's right. I came to play. I come on Sunday morning, I'm ready to play. Lord, you got something to say it to me. Yeah. Every day of my life, I come prepared to play. I come prepared for revelation from above, that I might be convicted by the Holy Spirit in me if I would listen. If I would have ears to hear, I would listen to what he's saying and go, wow, I didn't hear that or see that, but now I do, and I want to change. As afraid as I am, I want to change. I want to change. I want to clear out the bad air. I want to clear out the garbage, because I figure this: the more clarified I am as a man, the more capable I am of hearing, seeing, and feeling the Lord in me. I think that's why most people don't have much of a spiritual life. We talked about this last week too. The culture itself is non-spiritual. The culture doesn't do anything to enhance your spirituality. The culture is there to keep you busy. And if you are busy, you are significant. If you are accomplishing something, you are something. If you got $100,000 in the bank, well, you're a winner. If you got what I got in the bank, which is $3,000, you are a loser. Hey, you know what? I might be a loser in terms of finances. I got a great wife. I get to hang with you guys. I actually know the Lord. And in spite of my poverty in the material world, I live in a pretty cool house for anybody who's been to my place. Pretty cool house. It's humble, but it's got good trees around it. And if you went there right now, the cat would be curled up on the on the couch or something. So let's get into it a little bit. Oh, that wasn't anything. That was an introduction. Now get ready, we're going to do a sermon. I said this a couple weeks ago. Somebody said, you know, like the church's name should be called Long Waters because you guys go so long. And I said, I'll tell you what. If you got something better to do than be in the presence of the Lord, worship the Lord, receive the word of the Lord, and be amongst his brethren, you shouldn't come to church. So stop your whining and complaining and get your rear end out the door. Go away. Seriously, go away. You got something better to do? Go away. I don't want to hear your whining and complaining. I don't want that poison rubbing off on me. I'm happy to be in the house of the Lord, and I'm happy to be with you guys. I got nothing better to do. And by the way, anytime you think that the preacher is preaching long, remember, Paul preached half the night. Someone fell out of a window out of boredom and died. And he raised him from the dead, and he preached the rest of the night. So just shut it. The most you get out of me is an hour. So relax. It's an hour. Woo. And isn't it true, you know, we're always whining and complaining because we have no attention span anymore. Forget the be still and know that I am God. Forget that noise. That's just a bunch of noise to us now. We're like, no, keep busy. And maybe one day God might like show himself. You know, just keep busy. You know, we can't be still at all. We're like, well, I wish he would hurry up or say something more. Or, you know, and why does the worship go on so long? I can't. What do they want me to do? Focus? Or go inside? I don't want to. Like, shouldn't they speed it up a little or something? I don't know, maybe they can like hand out little cups of espresso so we can keep it up. Our attention span, man, is so limited. It's amazing. So limited attention span. You guys must be real. Man, I'll tell you, whoever's got that limited attention span, you must be a really poor lover. That's all I got to say. Really poor. You're like distracted. Well, me, of course, think, you know, I mean, isn't it true? Just like, you know, can't sit still. Just cannot sit still. Always something to do. If I stop doing, I don't mean anything, you know? We were at the men's meeting this week, and I quoted this Henry Nouwen thing, and Henry Nouwen said this cool thing. He goes, you know you will have arrived at spiritual significance when it is the best thing that you sit around and do nothing but waste time with God. Then you shall have arrived. And I agree. When all that matters is, doesn't matter what they say, doesn't matter what they do, all that matters is my relationship to you. And I need to know you more as time goes on. You know, we get to the place, I told this story, I was at this men's Bible study, and these guys would get together and they'd talk about their marriages in a negative way. And they'd be talking about their wives, oh yeah, well it ain't like when I was 25. You know, and they just carry on like this. And I'm like, yeah, you guys are grossing me out. You know, and they'd be like, oh, yeah, slapping each other on the back. Yeah, we're real men right now. Yeah, our wives. Yeah, I remember the good old days. You know, and I would just shut up. I was new at this Bible study, so I'm like, be respectful. It ain't your study, it ain't your house, so shut it. So I just sit there. And then they asked me what I thought. What do you think, Brian? And I said, you know, I'm totally offended by you guys and how you talk about your wives and your marriage. I'm offended. And they go, no, really? And I'm like, no, really. I'm being serious. You don't see a smile on my face. I'm serious. I'm offended. Why are you offended? And I said, because you act as if what was is enough. It's not enough for me. My relationship with my wife is moving. It's on the move. It's getting better. Getting better.